What is happening, guys? You have tuned into Rules for Rebels. We're talking Amazon merch today. We have a new policy update. This one came to us on April 15th of 2019. That was yesterday. Today is the 16th, and this policy is going to have a lot of you guys kicking yourselves in the ass if you were stubborn and insisted adding product names to PopSockets when all along merch was telling us not to add the word PopSocket to your PopSocket. So let's take a look at an Amazon merch listing real quick. So this is for an air hockey PopSocket. And the PopSocket, as you can see, it says, "This kid loves air hockey," with two thumbs pointing back at him. And he did it properly, right? His title says, "This kid loves air hockey." And this is what his title is right here, what's highlighted. "This kid loves air hockey." This part of the listing here, PopSockets grip and stand for phones and tablets. This Amazon automatically added into the listing, and pretty much, going back the past year or two, Amazon has been telling us, don't describe the item, just describe your design. And that's exactly what this kid did. And if he did this with all his listings, he doesn't have any revisions to do. Well, how silly would it be if he added the word PopSocket or PopSocket grip? "This kid loves air hockey, PopSocket dash PopSocket grip and stand for phone." It's repetitive, right? It's completely unnecessary. Same thing goes for t-shirts, hoodies, nuddies, as of now, tank tops and raglans as well. Amazon is going to describe the item. You don't need to describe the item, and I wouldn't be surprised if, actually, I don't know if they will do it. I was going to say I wouldn't be surprised if this policy winds up coming down the pipe for t-shirts as well. I don't think they're going to be as strict with t-shirts. Reason being, PopSocket is not only the name of the item, right? The item's called a PopSocket, but also PopSocket is a registered trademarked brand. So if you guys remember when they first rolled out PopSockets, they were very specific. You couldn't just say PopSocket. You had to use the word PopSocket grip, and the P and the S had to be capitalized. And Amazon was very specific about this. Initially, they were letting people get away with saying PopSocket as long as you said PopSocket grip and capitalize the P in pop and the S in socket. As far as why this policy is coming down the pipe, I don't know if PopSocket is being even more protective of their brand. I don't know if it's become a huge headache, Amazon having to correct people's listing. But whatever the reason, we got this notification on our dashboard, and it says, "In 30 days, we will launch a new policy under Section 3, Designs and Descriptions." Sorry about that. My dogs were going crazy. I had a little girl come by selling flowering plants for Girl Scouts. I don't know what happened to cookies. But anyhow, it goes on to say, "In 30 days, we will launch a new policy under Section 3, Design and Descriptions. We will continue to add the product name to product titles, but Policy 3.7, PopSockets Brand Name Usage, will restrict any other use of PopSockets brand name or variations. After the new policy is published, we will begin rejecting submissions identified to have references to PopSocket brand during the review process. Content creators will then have the following 30 days to review live PopSocket products and remove any references to the PopSocket brand. Live designs that still contain the reference to PopSockets brand after 30 days after the new policy is published are subject to removal. Please see our PopSocket FAQ for more information on a new policy." And we'll take a look at that in a second. The one thing I was wondering, and I'm sure the one thing a lot of you guys are wondering, if you do, because obviously it's almost impossible sometimes to go through and take down all your listings. If you go to your merch backend dashboard and go to manage and search, I believe that search function only searches titles. I don't believe it searches bullet points or descriptions. At least last I checked, it didn't. So if you have the word PopSocket or PopSocket grip in the title, you should be able to find those listings. If you also put the word PopSocket or PopSocket grip in the bullet points or the description, the search function, as far as I know, isn't going to pull that up. And it's going to be almost impossible if you're putting up volume to go back through and find all of them. So if you do have designs taken down, does that count as a rejection? Could that potentially get your account knocked off? Or, is this just kind of new policy? We're just going to take down anything that doesn't fall in line, but, it's not really going to affect you. I'm not really sure about that. John Marshall is always a good source of information. So he might be able to chime in here and fill us in there. If we actually click through from the PopSocket FAQ, and come over to this page. They showed the design. They give us the templates. The actual policy is down here. So let's see. Why does merch append an additional string to the end of my PopSocket grip title? To ensure the proper pop product name usage, merch will append PopSocket grip and stand for phones and tablets to the end of your product, as we saw in the other listing. This additional string will not count against the 60-character limit for the title field. So that's not going to affect how many words or how many characters you can put, but they are going to put that at the end. Again, not only is it against policy for you to put PopSocket, because it's a trademarked brand, they're very specific about the capitalizations and how it's said. They don't want us putting it there. Why can't I use PopSockets in my title, brand, or description? Well, first off, it's just repetitive, right? We looked at that listing. They add it, so why do you need to add it? You don't. Let's see here. Well, PopSockets are the physical product. It is also the brand name of the product and is a registered trademark of the brand. To ensure proper name usage, the correct name of the product is automatically added to product titles. Content creators must not add any additional identifiers to the product to their title, brand, or description. And I think everyone's finally going to start realizing, when Amazon tells us something, listen up. If Amazon just wants us describing the descriptions, just describe the descriptions. Because I have a feeling a lot of people, and it's kind of funny, even after Amazon tells us this stuff, I see people on the Amazon subreddits and Facebook groups who the policy is clear as day. Don't say PopSockets, we'll say it for you. And you still have people like, well, what if I say this PopSocket is fun to put on your phone? Like, leave fucking PopSocket off of your listing. Well, what if I put in a description, this PopSocket is really comfortable and stylish? Quit fucking saying PopSocket, guys. Amazon says it for you. It's already in the search. I feel like we're beating a dead horse here, but when you don't listen to what Amazon says, you wind up in a situation where now people are going to wind up having to spend hours or even days combing through their listings trying to find PopSockets where they said PopSocket, to either edit or take down those. And again, it's, I'm not sure if this is going to affect your account standing in terms of takedowns or not. But I'm curious to kind of hear what you guys think about this. Is this going to be a big headache for you? Have you been putting PopSockets or PopSocket grips in your listings? If so, what is your plan to address this? Have you not done it and you can just kind of skate? If this causes a lot of PopSockets to be taken down, more power to the rest of us who followed the policy because it's less competition. But yeah, guys, when Amazon says something, listen, man, because otherwise I've had to go back and kind of revise some listings, and it's time consuming. It's a huge pain in the ass, and it's time that you could otherwise be spent getting more listings up that you're now spent going through designs. I forget which policy it was, but I remember Glenn and Young from Hustler Hacks a while back. They had thousands of designs that they had to go comb through, and I forget what they were removing. It might have been referenced as premium shirts or something else. But Glenn talked about what a headache it was. And I've had to do this on a smaller scale for some things, and it's just not worth it. But I'd love to hear your guys' opinions, your guys' thoughts on this. Drop a comment in the comment section below. If you're not subscribed to the channel, do me a favor, click that subscribe button down below. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.